Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. So in today's video I have a really fun technique to share with you using stencils and overlay foils. Now I've got these couple of overlay foils from Brutus Monroe. I've got Magical Halo and Magical Sketch, and I'm going to be showing you how we can use those today. I've got this Frangipani stencil from Gina K Designs. This is a 2-layer stencil. I haven't actually used it and I've had it for quite a while, so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to play with it today. It's a 2-part layering stencil, so one stencil does the centres of the flowers and the other stencil kind of does the whole flower. You can see that it's labelled at the bottom, Frangipani 2, and then this one is Frangipani 1. So they're clearly marked as to which order they can be used in. So I've got a piece of cardstock that measures 5.5 inches squared, and I'm just going to put it on my Altenew sticky mat. This is just going to make it really easy to do the ink blending through the stencils, and I'm going to start with the first stencil. So this kind of does all of the flowers. I'm going to pop it down on my grip mat, and then you'll see what I do to make sure that we can then line up the second stencil. So in that bottom corner, I'm just going to add some washi tape, and I'm just going to make kind of like an L shape so that when I remove the stencil and add the next stencil, I can line it up into that corner. Now there are products on the market that do this for you, so if you've got those then you could definitely use those instead. I don't have any, and I just find that this is a really easy makeshift way of lining your stencils up. So for the flowers, I'm going to use Passionate Pink and Bubblegum Pink, and I'm going to first of all add a layer of the Bubblegum Pink. I'm going to use these Waffle Flower background blender brushes. I absolutely love these. They give such a smooth application of ink. I was a little bit unsure whether to purchase them at first because they are quite expensive, but they're definitely worth the price. I just find them really easy to use and you just get a really great blend. So highly recommend them if you're looking for trying some new brushes and you want to improve your ink blending skills, then these are a really great purchase. So I'm just adding a really light layer there of the Bubblegum Pink, and then I'm going to come in with the Passionate Pink, but I only want to get this around the tips of the flower petals. So I'm just going to use a blending brush for this. I've took off the excess ink on my stencil so that I can keep coming back and adding some more ink to my blending brush, and then I can just add some ink to the tips of those flowers there. And I'm just kind of being careful not to get it in the centre of the flowers. For the centre of the flowers, I'm going to use wild Dandelion. So I've got this in the ink cube form. I actually have most of Gina K Designs inks that I've got in my stash in the cube form, but I do have some full-size ink pads. I prefer the cubes because they're just a little bit easier to store, but I know that many people prefer the full-size ink pads, but I just found I could store them easier, and also I could afford to get a few more of the ink colours a little bit quicker than if I was buying the full-size pads. So really whatever you prefer, but you can see they work in exactly the same way. So I'm just adding that wild dandelion there all over the centres of the flowers, and where it meets the pink you get that lovely kind of orange tone. And then I'm going to add that first stencil back on again, and this is what we're going to do in order to be able to use the overlay foil. So I've got a product called Deco Foil Transfer Gel Duo. Now this, if you've got the Tacky when dry gel medium from the Crafters Workshop, this is kind of, it works in the exact same way, except the Transfer Gel Duo can also be used with heat. I don't have any kind of hot foiling machine or laminator or anything like that. I purely wanted to try this out because it's a little bit more accessible here in the UK, and sometimes it's a bit difficult to get hold of the Tacky when dry gel medium. So if you've already got that product, you can use that in exactly the same way as I'm going to show you here. But I really wanted to try out this product because it was just easier to get hold of, and I wanted to see if it did work in the same way, whether I'd get the same results, and if I did, then great, because now I've got a product that I can get hold of a bit more easily. Now it says on the pot to leave it for an hour to dry, so I'm going to do that, but I'm going to make sure to wash my stencil and my palette knife straight away. I don't want it to dry on there. And then when the product's dry, you get this lovely clear glossy finish. So that's when you know that it's ready to work with and add the foil. So this is where the overlay foils really come into their own. They're translucent, so we're not going to lose any of that gorgeous ink blending underneath, but it's going to leave a lovely holographic foil effect on the top. So I'm going to use the Magic Halo foil from Brutus Monroe. It's got all the instructions on the back for how to use it with a laminator or a Gina K Designs foiling system, but we're just going to be using it with this kind of cold foiling technique today. Now I love the fact that these are already cut to size, so they're 6 by 6 inches and you get 16 sheets in a packet, so there's plenty to play with. And it says to use the shiny side up. Now it was really difficult for me to work out which was the right side to use, and I've deliberately left this footage in to show you my fail, and I'm also going to show you how to work out which is the right side to use. But I wanted to leave this in just so that you could see my mistake. When I'm using cold foiling like this, I like to use my die cutter machine to apply even pressure. So I'm just popping it between my standard plate setup and adding a cardboard shim on the top. That just applies a nice even pressure to transfer the foil. But instantly I knew I'd used it the wrong way round. And as I peeled it off, it just completely tore the cardstock. So I kind of paused as I was doing it and I was like, oh no, this is a disaster. And I thought, never mind, let's try again. So I made another panel, I let that dry, and this is how you know which way round to use the sheet. So if it stays flat on your hand, that is the side that needs to be touching the cardstock. So as you can see, it's staying flat here, and then it curls around my hand when I fold it the other way. So it's the way that it goes flat is the side that needs to touch the cardstock. Or in other words, if it folds around your hand, you want to place it down that way. So again, I ran it through my Big Shot machine off camera and you can see it is foiled beautifully this time. So as I'm peeling it off, you can see that gorgeous holographic shine that's left behind on the stenciled image, and it is so pretty. So yeah, I really love how this has turned out, and I think it's a great way of extending your stencils and adding that extra special touch of shimmer without losing all that gorgeous ink blending that you've done underneath. And you can see here as I hold it against some black cardstock, you can see the excess foil that we've got left. So there's plenty more to be used on that sheet too. Now to finish off my card, I've got the Gina K Designs Petunia cardstock, and I'm going to trim my stencil background first of all down to be 3 3/4 by 5 inches. I'm then going to trim a piece of the Gina K Designs Petunia cardstock to be 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And then I decide I'm going to add a really thin black border around my stencil design. So this is just measuring about 5 1/8 by 4 1/8. Or 3 3/4 and 1/8, sorry. And then that will just leave a really thin border. So I'm just going to use some liquid glue. This is the Ballet Arts glue. I'm just going to add that to my A2 card blank. I'm going to add my stenciled image to that matte black border, so it's got that really thin black outline. And then I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of this just to pop it up and give it a little bit of dimension. I've been trying out the Altenew foam tape and I really enjoy using it. It's easy to cut, it's not gunking up my scissors, and the backing tape is so easy to remove. So I've really been enjoying that. I'm going to add a sentiment from the Waffle Flower Paper Hugs sentiment stamp set. I've got some in the back that were already white heat embossed on some black cardstock. So I'm going to use that, and I'm just going to add some thinner foam tape to the back of that so that it's popped up but it's not got too much dimension. Then I'm going to stick that to the bottom right hand side of my card panel on the front, and then I'm just going to add a few little iridescent clear dewdrops to finish. I'm just using a wax pickup pencil there, and then that is the finished card for today, and I think it looks so pretty. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget that all the products that I've used will be listed in the description box below if there's anything that you're particularly interested in. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button as well if you've enjoyed this tutorial. It really helps me out, and you can also hype the video as well. If you're not subscribed, then please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in another video. Take care.